Hello and welcome to my monthly favorites for April 2020. So I have like tons of stuff on my desk, and I think I'm just going to do it all in one video. I'll just try not to drone on and on and on and on about it. But I have things that are favorites because they solved a problem. So the personal care items um, that I'm featuring today either solve the problem or mitigate a problem. You know what I mean? Like make something less unpleasant. The first one of my monthly favorites, is not a thing, but is an action. At the end of the day, taking my hair down from whatever ponytail updo situation I have going on for work. Oh my god, my favorite part of like the day is like, you know what I mean? I'm doing my hair, like giving myself a scalp massage in my car. I've been loving my car this month because it's a nice safe space. Roll down the windows, drive, get the fresh air, whatever. Anyway, so I've gone back to using a lot of hairspray. It's the freaking 80s at my house, friends. It's the 80s because the static electricity generated by the PPE was filling my hair with static that it just wouldn't go away. I'd wash my hair and the static was still there. This solves that problem quite effectively for me. So hairspray has been a favorite thing. All the products I mention on my channel are purchased by me. All the decks, all this stuff, unless they were a gift, and I'll mention that they were a gift from a YouTube friend. Otherwise, everything I'm going to talk about was purchased by me, and unless I say otherwise. This is my favorite brand of hairspray, specifically the one that says Volume. I ended up picking it up. I always pick it up when it's on sale because it's a little expensive for hairspray, but you know, the canister's quite tall and I like this stuff. I'll be sad if ever they stop making it. But I'm at an age where already starting in my 30s, I started seeing that things I love, like products I love, were being discontinued. So it's gonna happen. My next favorite thing was a gift from my friend Lori in Montreal. Hi, Lori. And it's this stuff, Sweet Honesty. This was made by Avon. I don't know what Avon is doing. I know they discontinued it. It's gone from the catalog or from their online presence or whatever. This to me smells like nostalgia. I've already put quite a dent in it, and I'm going to keep some because I've figured out that this is the consistency that doesn't sting my hands, and I think there's a peel. The sticker on the back peels back so I could see the ingredients, and I'm going to experiment with making my own hand cream from this stuff with a base of distilled water and mineral oil. So I'm very, very excited. So thank you, Lori. Oh, lip gloss. Love it. I'm also going to keep this jar because this is the one that you sent to me, and this is where I'm going to put my version of this hand cream. Okay, that's a long time for hand cream. Sorry, guys. It's a bit of a thing. In a previous video, I mentioned magic and everyday items, and when I showed you this, it was full. Well, I've been using it since. This, to me, has been a lifesaver. It's very grounding with all the herbs. In a previous video, I actually read the ingredients on the back. It's very herbal, very earthy, and very grounding. And I'm just loving this at the end of the day, just to, clear the aura, clear the energy. It's very relaxing. It's, again, very grounding, again, with the earthiness. So love, love, love this body wash. Pears body wash. I think the bar soap is the same fragrance. Another thing, another product I've been loving. So I've been struggling a lot with dry skin. dry skin, brittle eyelashes, the whole thing. Most of it has to do with just being dehydrated. So I've been like being more mindful of hydrating during the day, especially when I'm wearing a mask, because it's easy to forget, right? Your face is covered and you're not going to. Okay, I do, lift the mask and I have a swig of water. But that paper fabric that those masks are, the surgical masks, the face masks are made of, just sucks the moisture right out of your skin, out of your eyes. So I've been like really trying hard when I come home to wash my face with a cold cream, something soothing, moisturizing. And then before bed, I've gone back to using castor oil on just on my eyelashes and my eyebrows. Castor oil is a traditional product that's been used probably forever. Those who know that that castor oil promotes hair growth. It doesn't. I don't think it. What I think it does is that it conditions what you have to promote it to not break. I don't think it causes hair to grow where you normally don't have hair, because castor oil for decades was a main ingredient in lipstick. So could you imagine? Yeah. Anyway, I love this stuff and I'm glad I've gone back to using it. I got this bottle at the start of the month, and there's not even a dent in it because I only use like a tiny drop on like, scrupulously clean hands, rub my pinkies together into the eyelashes, into the eyebrows, and that's after I put on my moisturizer. Castor oil, love it. Okay, I'll carry on. I use the cold pressed kind. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I figure why not? And it's inexpensive, so. And I think these are the last of the things I wanted to talk about that I've been using. So, again, wrapped up in PPE, like a staticky yellow burrito. Gets very sweaty. And I've been craving a fragrance that I can wear underneath. See, this is the magic of the PPE, people. You can wear a fragrance for you. You get whiffs of it when and no one else can smell you because you're wrapped up like a burrito. So I had gone back to. So I had poo-pooed this Amazing Grace by Philosophy. I poo-pooed this in a previous. I think it was in a previous. It might have been March favorites, like that recent, because I said that the formula was like changed. Well, here's the funny thing. It's like maybe because I tried using it, I don't know if air enters the bottle as you spray it, as you pump it, because it's gotten better. It smells a little. It's smoother. It's mellower. I think as it's gotten a bit older and with the use, it's gotten. The edges have rounded a little bit. It doesn't have that scratchy harshness, or it could be that in the winter it's scratchy and harsh, and as the weather warmed up, it smells better. But yeah, so I wore this like for most of the month of April, up until the last week or so. Hang on, I need to put on I'll put on my glasses after. 2 more beauty items, and then I'll move on to other stuff. Also, I've been craving. So after I wore this for about 3 weeks straight, it was just nice, comforting. It's a musk, right? It's a light musk, not a white musk, and it's like a light floral musk. It was nice. I then moved on to Tea Rose Perfumer's Workshop. Now this is a bomb. Like this is not something you go because, oh my god, you're gonna die. This is like one spritz, and either if you're one of those people that spritzes and walks through, that's fine. I'm one of those people that spritzes it in an unscented lotion and then spreads it around. This was just like, it was like having a bouquet of roses around me at work. And I love, like, I don't like a lot of floral scents. I'm not a floral perfume person. I'm not a fruity floral perfume person at all. But I love the scent of roses. The scent of roses for me is very spiritual. Um, for me, the scent of roses is the presence of the Blessed Virgin. The scent of roses brings to me, brings my mom close to me. Her name was Rose, and she loved rose, and she loved the scent of rose. Among, I think rose and lavender were her two favorite scents. So yeah, tea rose. Like I said, people, this is really inexpensive, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in a previous video talking about rose scents. It's inexpensive. A little bit goes a long way. If you're, you could even dilute it if you want. I just go easy with the sprayer. All right. Last but not least, this one is really recent, but it's an April favorite because I've been thinking about getting it, and it's a fragrance. See, this is by Oscar de la Renta, Rose. So the reviews online are like brutal, about the cheap looking bottle, which I freaking love. Whatever. Sometimes I like stuff like this. I like this fuchsia colored glass for the bottle. $20. I bought it at Shoppers Drug Mart. Shoppers Drug Mart is a Canadian chain like Superdrug or Boots. I think we even get Boots products here. So anyway, in that store. So oh my gosh, smells better. We'll talk about that. That's another video. I'll talk about. I'm gonna have to do a fragrance video at some point because I have so much to say about everything, and we don't like. It's 12. It's 12 minutes. Do you know what I said? It's 12 hours. To you, it may feel like 12 hours. Hopefully, if you're not interested in any of this stuff, you fast forwarded, because you shouldn't be torturing yourself with stuff you're not interested in. Anyway, bottom line: if you like Stella, any of the Stella McCartney fragrances that are rose based, you'll love this. $20. It's 100 ml. It's a massive bottle. $20 Canadian of course Canadian, at the Shoppers Drug Mart or Pharmaprix in Quebec, when they have it. I love this. I've been wearing this since I got it. I got it. I want to say Monday of this week, and I wore this one almost every day. It was really nice. Like, I like to spray it behind my at my hairline, so that when I warm up and stuff like that, I have this just scent of roses dancing around me. It's like, I know, so poetic, right? Oh my God, I love it. I don't own Stella, any of the Stella fragrances. I think I tried the first Stella fragrance. I think it was called Stella. When it was first released, and it just didn't work with my body chemistry, or I don't know, maybe it was too cold, or the weather hadn't turned to spring yet, or whatever, but I just didn't like it. Okay, that's it for beauty and personal care. I'm going to put on my glasses because now we're going to move on to the other stuff. Okay. Hang on. So, last Saturday, I did an experiment with, I know, very professional here, my sleeve, very classy. Last Saturday, I decided that I was going to try to grow, I was going to plant seeds in egg cartons. I think I may have seen that somewhere. Who knows, Pinterest or whatever, but let's be honest, most of the shit you find on Pinterest doesn't work. It's all bullshit. Anyway, and there's memes about how the stuff on Pinterest is bullshit and doesn't work, but I digress. So I had these seeds from Dollar Tree. Some were brand new this year, and some I've had them for years. So I saved up some egg cartons, and I planted some seeds. Now, I read the back, and it said, 48 days to, not 48 days to germinate, but like some of them said like 3 weeks to germinate, 4 weeks to germinate. Well, I don't know if that's correct because let's start with the first one to sprout was this one. And I'm pretty sure this is a cucumber seed. And now he has a little buddy. Can you see it? Yeah. See? This little buddy just showed up this morning. This guy, I put a picture on my Instagram of this guy when he just shot through the earth, through the soil, and he was like tiny. And every time I look at this thing, this guy is doubling in size. So it's freaking me out a little bit. I'm really new to this. Yeah, my family gardened, my dad gardened, my Zio gardened, everybody gardened. I'm Italian, right? But I wasn't the person who started things, and I never saw them do anything indoors. It's like we went out to the backyard. One day there's nothing there. The next day there were tomato plants and stuff like that, either purchased or planted from seed, and they just came up. But this was incredible, and I think it also has to do with, this has been good therapy for me, seriously. This little guy, brand new, this guy just appeared this morning, and this, I'm pretty sure, is my cherry tomato plant. Because I did cherry tomatoes in these two. The middle six are cucumbers. No, middle six are bell peppers. The two up here is coriander, and the two down here is cucumbers. So I'm pretty sure that I have it in the correct orientation, because the tomato plant sprouted. This whole tray, this whole egg carton is tomato seeds. So I was going to be happy if one of them sprouted, because I put about 3 or 4 seeds per section, like hole or egg. What? Look. Instead of me trying to explain. Look, can you see this? This is crazy. This is blowing my mind. Every time I look at this thing, they get bigger. I mean, I come back a couple of hours later and this thing is bigger. Again, now if you are a seasoned gardener, you're probably killing yourself laughing, and I'm happy. Please do kill yourself laughing. I'm freaking out. This is amazing. This is like the coolest thing I've done in a very long time, maybe ever done. Seriously, people. So I'm loving gardening. I've been watching my backyard. Now my backyard, there we sowed a lot of seeds last weekend. I don't know if any of this action is happening because I haven't gone to look up close at the garden, but maybe not, because these are indoors and that's outdoors, and it's still relatively cool out here. So, I don't know. I have to go out and take a look. But yeah, consider my mind blown. So, seriously, if you're looking, and I did. I don't know. Is this a place to talk about? Oh, why not? We're already here. I didn't follow any instructions for these. I read the back of the packet, and it seemed like a little over. It seemed a little over my head. I didn't follow any information that I found from experts online, because I find that whenever I follow expert instructions on how to grow something, I end up killing it. Same thing with my houseplants. I have houseplants, and they thrive because I just listen to them. When I walk by, if it says to me, "Hey, can I have some water?" I give them some water. They get my attention. And those of you who have plants may have experienced the same thing. Those of you who, so for me, this has been really, really, I gotta tell you, it's been good therapy. It's returning to basically green witchery, right? Where I'm following with my gardening what I do with my houseplants. They tell me what they need. If they need food, water, to hold off on the water, if they need a soil top up, if they need to be repotted, I go with what they tell me. And you know what? My houseplants look amazing since I got out of my own way and just, since I stopped trying to take care of them, basically. I leave them alone. they let me know if they want something. So that's gardening has been huge since not last Saturday, but the Wednesday before. I misspoke in my video last weekend. It wasn't. It hadn't been a week. On Wednesday prior, not this past Wednesday, the previous Wednesday was the first time I went out into the garden. I was off that day, and since then it's been like just my happy place. And right after I'm done recording this, that's where I'm going. All right, next. More April favorites. So a couple of things I want to get out of the way. So TV. I never talk about what I watch on TV. For a little while there, I wasn't into watching TV. Sometimes, when I only have so much time in the evening, I really sometimes just want to veg in this room, like in my home office / studio, and catch up on some YouTube videos, catch up on some social media. But 2 shows I've really been enjoying in April is Westworld. Awesome. If you haven't seen Westworld, highly recommend it. Start from the first season. Second season was a little. This season's really good, just like the first season. But anyway, maybe even a little bit better. And the other show I was so happy that returned this month, like the month of April, was What We Do in the Shadows. So I love the movie What We Do in the Shadows. And if you haven't seen it, it's a vampire comedy. It's so well done. Its movie has spun off into a TV series. And the movie is set in New Zealand, but the movie is set in New York City. And the TV series is set in New York City. I don't even know what I said. Sorry about that. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, sorry people. What We Do in the Shadows, hilarious. If you like vampire humor, yeah, it's really good. And it's not campy. Well, I don't think it's camp at all. It's just freaking funny. So let me see. So what else do I want to talk about? So I'm gonna show you my witchy / tarot / that kind of favorites next. So let me make some room here for my box. So let's start with the consumables. I didn't burn any I think all I did was burn Novena candles in April. I finished up. I had Our Lady of Guadalupe candles from Dollar Tree, and I haven't replaced the candles yet on my altar. So I don't know what's going on with me in that sense. I haven't really burned candles, and I think it's because I have a white pillar candle on my altar right now that I want to dress, and I haven't gotten around to it. So it's just a blank candle for now. Incense. I used up this beautiful incense by Moonwise Creations, long defunct, Earth. This incense literally smelled like fresh earth, soil. Beautiful. Loved it. Loved every last stick. Now it's gone. So I thought, okay, well, let me try something new. So I tried Forest by Hem. Forest by Hem, if you're a frag person, like a frag head, a fragrance person, a perfume, this is a fougere. This is a fougere in the same realm as, let's say, Polo, by the original Polo by Ralph Lauren. I wish it smelled like Polo because I love that cologne. The original Polo by Ralph Lauren for me smells like deep forest. Beautiful. This is very, very male cologne-y. Male cologne. Hem often is very perfumey. I don't dislike Hem, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of Hem incenses. The 7 chakras one is one of my all-time favorites because there's literally in the box 7 different incense fragrances for each chakra. and I think the tips are the little sticks are color coded. So this is super strong. Does it smell like the forest? No. It smells like men's cologne. Very strong fougere kind of men's cologne, and too strong to burn indoors. I've been burning this in my sunroom with the windows open and everything, and it's quite nice. Not a favorite. Sadly, not a favorite. I think I have a sealed box, and I won't be opening it. It's gonna go aside. I'm gonna set it aside for, gifting it. I went down a long time about an incense that's not a favorite, huh? Okay. Another one that let me down is this one. So my daughter was burning rain one day, and I said, "Well, oh my gosh, what's that scent?" And she goes, "Oh, it's Ganesh sticks. It's rain. Like, we picked it up at a town about an hour away from here, an hour south from us." So the next time we went, this was months ago, I picked up Ocean, thinking, well, holy cow, if rain smells like rain, like that smell in the air when it rains, and Ocean is going to smell like the ocean. No, it's nice, but it doesn't invoke the ocean at all. At all. It's nice, it's perfumey. It's not as nice as Rain from this brand. And I know I'm talking about non-favorites, but this is what I was burning this month. I was trying to, because I finished this. I was finishing these up. I was all to allow these to last a little longer. I was alternating with these, trying them out, and it's like, no, but that's okay. Health and well-being. I have one. This thing. So I got this thing earlier this month, and I got the little size, the mini size, and oh my god, it's amazing. Like, you put it behind you, and you roll around it in your chair and stuff like that. So I ended up ordering the larger one and some other shaped one, and yeah, I love this. I think this is Dr. Cohen's AccuBall. AccuBall Mini, and here. And yeah, so this has been a favorite health and wellness product. Now to the cards, and now to the cards. So, to the cards and other stuff. So I'm not a big crystal magic person. I ended up returning a lot of my store-bought crystals back to the earth, because especially if I wasn't sure where they were sourced, whether they were, I wasn't sure they were ethically sourced, or I was sure they weren't. So now I stick to, I have some crystals left, and it was funny. It's like I said, I'm not a big crystal magic kind of person, but I love rocks. I've collected rocks since I was a child. So, I just felt called to carrying rocks, crystals in my pockets, in my scrub pockets, like, to work and stuff like that. One of them has been this onyx sphere, marble, whatever. And of course the issue with that is that it rolls, right? Like, if you drop it, it's gone. The other one I've been carrying, so the onyx for protection, labradorite. I love labradorite. Labradorite is just, for me, it's like a magic enhancer. It's an energy enhancer. I love labradorite. I also love how the color of labradorite is reminiscent to me of the ocean. And then I found this stone this week. I found it in a parking lot. I had run into the dollar store to pick up some essentials, and this was in the parking lot, and I picked it up and sanitized it and have Lysol wipes in my car. Some really old ones are disintegrating, but since these Lysol wipes are at a premium right now and they're hard to find, I'm using my, they're probably 10 years old. Anyway, what a weird thing to sidetrack with. I'm thinking it's a jasper, but I don't know. I just love the shape because it's, it's like a worry stone or palm stone. So there's my rocks. An amulet I've been using all month because I in a previous video I talked about this, the Ace of Swords, and how the Ace of Swords basically looks like a very important part of my occupation, or very very important part of my occupation, or something I do a lot at work, which is start IVs. And I've been using this image, the image of the Ace of Swords, since I made the correlation that I kept getting this card for what's my next adventure, what's my next job, and then, I kept getting this, and I explained this in a previous video. And this pretty much is what flashes in my mind as an image when I'm starting an IV, especially a difficult one. So this month I decided to just grab the Ace of Swords from my original Rider-Waite Tarot, the one with the, I covered my, oh my god, the one with those backings. See, I also have a little saint amulet, saint medal here, the one with these backings, and so I pop this and I wear it. It's up against me. Sometimes it flips around and it's like, well, it's I'm covered up in the PPE, so if you're my patient and you can make out what this is, then we should be friends, right? Anyway, okay. And it's been I'm telling you, every time I invoke the Ace of Swords, when if I'm faced with a difficult IV start, right on, people, first poke, magic of the Ace of Swords. And it's not new to me using cards for magic, like for spells. Another favorite this month is my Power Thought cards. I shared in a previous video that I edged them. Well, I'm not going to pull all of them up. I multicolored edged them. Okay, maybe I'll pull them all out because that looked pretty sad. So I multicolored edged them. And I had picked the card for April, and I remember I kind of rolled my eyes, like I picked a card at random for April, and I kind of rolled my eyes at it. Now, in a previous video when I got these back in my life, I talked about how this is probably my original spell kit, and Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life was my original spell book. So this is the card I picked for April. I have the Perfect Living Space. I rolled my eyes a little bit. No, I rolled my eyes a lot. And I just popped it back in the box. On the back it says, I see myself living in a wonderful place. It fulfills all my needs and desires. It's in a beautiful location and at a price I can afford. What I don't really share is that I wish I could live elsewhere. And so I rolled my eyes when I got this, because especially now during the pandemic, we're not gonna move. Where I wished I lived, it's a little bit pie in the sky. Not because it's like, exorbitantly expensive. It has more to do with major move. What was the magic in the month of April? So I drew this card, right? Rolled my eyes and promptly threw it back in the box and said, ugh, maybe I've outgrown this deck. No. I'll tell you what this did. This started something subconsciously in my mind. And by the end of April, my mind changed. Where by the end of April, I started, I cleaned out, we cleaned our sunroom, and I made it a space that I really enjoy spending time in. I'm starting to go room to room, appreciating my space, appreciating what I have. I'm feeling that I live in a wonderful place that fulfills all my needs and desires, and it's in a beautiful location and at a price I can afford, because it is. So the magic of this, the spell I cast with this by drawing this card was a little gratitude, and a little gratitude goes a long way in changing how you feel, how you see your situation, and how you feel about it, and how you experience it. So, yeah. So in the month of March, Maeve was my goddess from the Goddess Oracle by Marashinsky and Yanto, and this was April, and creativity. And April was with the setting up my home, doing some work in my home, like decluttering and all this stuff. Not really decluttering, because that's been an ongoing process for years now. So, but rearranging my home a little bit, and making it cozier, because we're home. My whole family is homebound. It's just me that goes out to work and then comes home. But I just go work and home. So. And creativity was big in the month of April, from some crafts that I did to the gardening that I started. So this too, honestly, I rolled my eyes a little bit when I drew this for April. And all I did for this one, the card, I just threw it back in the box, and I rolled my eyes, threw it back in the box, and the magic had already taken hold. This one just sat on my dresser, and I would just look at it and go, hello, whatever. I didn't even pay attention to it. Yet the energy of Excel was with me all of April. So you see, the secret to magic, and I have been saying this for decades, you have to let go. You send your intention out there, and then you have to forget about it and go on with your day, your life, whatever. You have to release it. You have to let go, because the more you hang on to it, and want it so much, the more it eludes you, because it remains in the want room instead of released and finding its way to you. Decks that I used for daily draws in April, if you've seen my other videos, you're aware of this. One of them is, the tarot I use for my daily draws is Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot. Look at these backs. So this was today's card, because I haven't put it away yet. It's like I'm not so crazy that it's May 2nd and I'm still using my April deck. It doesn't matter. I haven't picked out my May deck yet. I'll do that today. So I love this deck, but I think I'm done with the watery energy. So I'm going to be putting it away. This and the two oracles, because sorry, probably should have. I think this one this one's a first edition. I don't know, but it's not the gold one that's currently available, and it's the one that I wanted, the one with all the imperfections. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you to the wonderful and generous person who sent it to me. I adore this deck. I really enjoyed using it, and I thought about you and sent you love and blessings every time I picked it up. So that would be like almost every day this month. So this is going to go away for a little while. The Oracle, and this is the card I got today, Creativity. So I've been using my Ocean Oracle with Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot. And I love this. I love everything about it. I love the photographs. I love the keywords. I love the cardstock. I love the card backs. These are the card backs. And I guess I really needed this energy this month. And now I'm okay. Now I can move on. I'm craving something different. And so love this. Works really well with tarot, beautifully. Even on its own, it's beautiful. The next one was a bit of a disappointment. I'm not sure if because it didn't get along with the energy didn't get along with the decks, with the first two. I don't know if it has to do with my headspace, but this one was a bit of a miss for me this month. This is today's card. It was a bit of a miss. I feel like I don't know. I don't want to pass it on because I love looking at it. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing. I like the artwork. The artwork is okay. Yeah. But I like the color palette of this. I don't know. I'm feeling like it was a miss for me this month. I felt like there was dissonance between this one and the other two, so it probably just didn't get along with the other two. So it's gonna go away for a little while because I'm just not feeling it. And the other two are going away because I feel like I need different energy for May. So the next thing I want to talk about is a deck that was new to me in April. Beautiful. I tried to get along with this deck. I tried to vibe with it. It's not my vibe. It makes me sad because there's some beautiful imagery in here. There's some beautiful artwork in here. It's not for me at all. So this one's gonna go in the giveaway box. And the last, and then after that it's going to be the new stuff I got in April. The last thing is, this probably is one of my favorite crafts of, see when the light hits it you could see that it's pretty holy and you could see the deck inside. But this was made with yarn scraps. It's one of my favorite tarot decks of the years of 2020 so far. And it's my Animal Totem Tarot. And I just love the modification I did on this. I love the maroon brown edges on it. It looks like a mahogany wood surface. And last but not least, and if you're still here, it's almost 45 minutes. Thank you. Some things I purchased in April that I love. So, because of the pandemic, it's kind of hard to buy stuff. Stores are closed, but already here there's like, metaphysical shops. No good. So, and I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, and So because of the pandemic, I had to go to alternate sources because Amazon, rightfully, is prioritizing important things like, food and personal care items and all that, and health items and stuff like that. So I went to eBay. I don't know what I was looking for, but months ago I sold my Mythic Tarot to someone who would appreciate it more than I did, because I really wasn't using the deck. And then I discovered I wasn't missing the deck, because it came up in videos and stuff like that, right? I was watching people's videos, and occasionally the Mythic Tarot would come up as one of their favorites, or it's a classic. And I found that it's not that I was missing the deck, I was missing the book. And I scored one on eBay, Canadian seller, bonus, 1986, bonus, like first edition, which just like the one I had. And I'm happy. My life is complete because I don't need the deck, because I didn't use the deck. I hadn't used the deck in a while, but I still love the book. So I'm happy I got this back, and it was just perfect timing. Now there's a deck that I don't have here. I just realized that I received it in April. I want to say I received it in April, but it's the Stretch Tarot. So that would have been in this grouping as well. The next two are Shamanic Arawak Priestess, made me do it, made me buy it. And the other one is Earth Fairy, Adrian Leah, made me buy it. So the first one is Siren Imports Tarot, the original tarot by Siren Imports. So I have quite a few Rider-Waite decks. I have a copy of the original one I had in the 80s. It's not mine from the 80s, but it's a 1980s plaid back. I have Albano Waite that I received as a gift from the lovely Susan at the Entropy Apothecary. I have my Hoi Polloi. I have my Centennial. So I think I'm good with the whole Rider-Waite-Smith collection situation. I mostly use my Centennial for readings for myself and other people, like when I want a straight reading. But Shamanic Arawak Priestess did a flip through of this, did a review of this deck on her channel, and I gotta say, the comment I left on her video is what I'm going to say here. It makes my 1980s plaid back, which is beautiful, is beautiful for a plaid back, look like garbage. This is, it's on linen finish cardstock. The colors are beautiful. Some of the colors are not identical to to a plaid back. But look at this strength card. It's really cleaned up, and I know a lot of people prefer the not cleaned up versions of this deck, but this deck is just, it's visually enjoyable the same way I find my Centennial visually enjoyable. Except this to me is nostalgic because it brings back it's nostalgic for the plaid back that I learned with. But it's just beautiful, and the cardstock, holy cow! Now my 1980s plaid back that I have is that paper card stock with the waxy kind of finish to it, matte-ish, which is, but this is this linen finish, What I love about my Centennial is that it's really durable, and I riffle shuffle it, and then it's like I totally not abuse it, but you know what I mean. Like I'm not dainty with it. This Shamanic Arawak Priestess mentioned that she's been using her Siren Imports deck since she got it for readings every day, like for people, and she does it, she does it professionally as a job, and that it holds up really well, and I totally believe it. I love how deep the gray is in this one, in this card. So like the coloration's a little different from the plaid back, but don't care. I love that it has Pixie's original font. I love that the images are clear. I don't know if I passed the King of Pentacles yet, but the issue I have with any current printing of this deck of the Rider-Waite is that the King of Pentacles, you can't make out the grapes on his robe, and here you can make out. Okay, it's out of focus, but to be honest, like when you look at the card, you can make out the grape leaves and the bunches of grapes that make up his robe. And that, to me, I remained looking at this going, oh my God, that's incredible. Because it's just a blur now in most printings of Pixie's art. The High Priestess, her gown actually looks like a waterfall when you look at it. It actually does look like flowing water or a waterfall. So beautiful, beautiful. Here's the Three of Wands with the background a different color, which happens to be the same color as the walls in my hallway. Interesting. Beautiful. So yeah, I saw Shamanic Arawak Priestess's review, went on Amazon.ca, was surprised that it was available for me to purchase, and that it arrived quickly, like it was prime shipping. That was a total fluke, and I paid it, I think, $20 Canadian. So that's and the tuck box too is pretty decent. It's pretty sturdy, and it comes. Oh yeah, I guess if you wanted to see the little white box, a little white book is the Key to the Tarot, based on the pictorial Key to the Tarot by Arthur Edward Waite, and it's one of these kind of bound books, and the pictures are in color, so I don't know. It's a pretty good value if you're not stuck on it having to be US games. You know what I mean? Like if you're not purist that it has to be US games and it has to be like a known, like the plaid back or the original with the lilies and all that stuff. This is a good value. Excellent deck. And last but not least, we are approaching an hour, people. It's 53 minutes as I'm looking at the time. This Earth Fairy made me do it. I saw her, she showed this deck on her channel, and I fell in love with the backs. I didn't know what the cards looked like yet, because I fell in love with the backs, and it's this one, the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This one I didn't get on Amazon because it wasn't available. It wasn't available at all. I got it at Chapters Indigo, which is Canadian Barnes and Noble. Is the best way to describe it. These backs. I thought Wheel of the Year was going to be. I thought it was a Wicca. I thought it was a Wicca tarot deck. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't connect to a lot of, like for instance, the Green Witch Tarot is beautiful, but I don't connect to it because I'm not Wiccan. So this one is a Lo Scarabeo deck, and so it's got that nice Lo Scarabeo cardstock. Look at these back. I fell in love with the backs. I ended up getting it because when I did my research on it, I found out that the Wheel of the Year Tarot was not Wiccan. Has fae in it. Fairies, fae, you know, those kind of spirits in it. And in Italian, it's I tarocchi delle stagioni, which means the tarot of the four seasons, or the tarot of the seasons, right? So I'm thinking, I love the seasons, and I love these card backs. I love the black card back with the wheel in the center and the four seasons in each corner, like four seasons in each corner. I love the orange. I love the orange around the backs that I cannot bring myself to trim the fronts of the cards, like to trim the borders off. So it's going to have to stay with the borders. I don't mind the languages because I can speak most of them. But, there's 6 languages on it, and there's 4 that I speak, so it's fine. I don't care. I think it's a deck that I think it would look beautiful, trimmed, completely trimmed of the borders. But because I love the back so much, I can't bring myself to do it. But I did modify this deck, and what I did was I edged it in orange. Love it. And some of the orange did transfer to the fronts of the cards. Don't care. Love it. We made it. So, monthly favorites. A couple honorable mentions, or rather things I can't show you because they're not prepared. My favorite beverage this month has been keto coladas. We buy a sucralose sweetened soda that is coconut pineapple. I think the brand name is Ice. I'm not sure. See, I don't have the bottle with me. And we mix it with Cuban rum, 3-year-old Cuban rum. And we have keto coladas on the palapa, which is what we've nicknamed our sunroom/deck. What else? Another favorite is, I know this sounds like we're alcoholics. We're not. It's just that it's, you have to have the pandemic cocktail at the end of the week. And quarantinis, Friday quarantinis, vodka quarantinis, which vodka martinis, dirty, the way I like them. I like them a little dirty. Okay, I like them very dirty, but that's been a favorite. Comfort food, a favorite has been fried chicken. Popeyes. We have another, we had another restaurant here in town called Mary Brown's, but they closed, sadly. They're not even providing like takeout or curbside or anything, but so it's been Popeyes once a week at least for comfort. What else? Some other honorable mention is my deck, my sunroom/deck, because now the way it's set up, it has this 1970s kind of look to it. So if I think of it, if I remember, I'll take a picture and post it on Instagram. It looks very 1970s. I love it. Like I said, I'm not an interior decorator, people. My house is set up with decor that's comfy, cozy, that kind of stuff, right? What else? Yeah. And then, other honorable mention for favorites has been activities such as, that I unwind to, like crocheting, and we'll see what May brings. So, that's it for me for my monthly favorites video. That, it's going to be an hour long by the time I close up here. And I hope you had a wonderful April, as much as you can. Find wonderful April. You know what I mean, right? It's like I hope you found some kind of solace, comfort, something, some way to cope, and because that's really all we can do. So that's it for me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. An hour is quite an investment of your time, and I really appreciate it. If you've watched this far, I'd like to wish you all a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I'll see you in the next video because there may be maybe some other videos this weekend, time permitting. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.